Good day, everyone. By the way, I am the one who will be discussing about registers in our subject language, culture, and society. And I am looking forward for your cooperation and faithfulness the whole time of my discussion. Expected that I am going to ask questions from the class. And remember that if you want to learn, you must focus and listen. To properly start my discussion, let me share to you my PowerPoint presentation. So first, the registers. According to Wikipedia Dictionary, that registers refers to a variety of language according to use and a subset of a language used for a particular purpose in a particular social setting. So register is being used in different languages in accordance of the use and how it is being used in a particular purposes and social setting. So register also perceived attitude and level of formality associated with a variety of language. So meaning to say that registers in language are being used to appropriately interact with each other, to communicate in a proper and exact way. And by the word itself, level of formality, it is a bridge through how you communicate to others by using the 5 language registers. So later on, we will be discussing about it. Thomas Reed, 1956. He is the first user of the term register. It is because he wanted to distinguish among varieties of language and how it is being used. Halliday et al. 1964. It was later brought into currency in the 1960s by linguists. He aims to differentiate the variations of language according to users and variation of language according to use. In line with this, Halliday aims to differentiate it. It is because he wants to learn how variations can be flexible enough to be used in a specific scenario. It is essential for us to know what language registers to be used to meet the level of formality. In addition, each user of a language has a range of varieties from which he chooses to reflect the social reality. In line with this also, there is a range of varieties from he or she chooses to reflect the social society. For example, you are trying to interact with a doctor, so you should be formal upon interacting with him. There are 5 language registers. First is the frozen or static language registers. Second is the formal language registers. Third is the consultative language registers. Fourth is the casual language registers, and the 5th one is intimate language registers. Frozen or static language register is rarely or never changes. From the word frozen, it is very understandable that those kind of written or spoken words are not allowed to change. Just for example, Lupang Iniranghim, it is a frozen because no one is allowed to change the lyrics. Another example is poetry, prayers, and laws. The formal language register. It is a one-way communication, complete sentences, and focus and form. So from the word formal, this kind of register is being used in a formal scenarios. For example, like what I am doing now, I am discussing or I am presenting my topics to you. A board meeting, and it is a spoken words, while in written, like applying for a job, academic paper, resignation paper, and so on. Consultative language register. It is a no experience and a two-way communication in conversation. One of the example of this is based on my experience way back when I am enrolling in KNP. I don't have friends to consult for something, but then I meet stranger that turned to be my classmate, Miss Angel Nasa. In that way, we are consulting each other if after this step, what is the next step. So it is a consultative language register. And another example of this is adults at work, teachers with students. The casual language register. It is a language used by friends, past experience with that person. So, casual language register, it is very understandable. Like, for example, we are interacting to our friends, so it is considered as casual. And another example for this is slang, talking with friends, and so on. So, intimate language registers is being shared between couples, twins, or very close friends. So, it is very understandable that intimate language registers, for example, if you have a girlfriend or boyfriend, it is the language that being used. For example, you are saying, I love yous, I miss yous to your loved ones. So, it is an intimate language registers. So, legalese. Legal language is used when speaking or writing on a legal issues or when the context of language used in a legal one. So, for example, a paper of the legal owner of that mansion, or in married, a marriage contract. So, it is legal or being approved by someone who is legal also to approve the papers. Journalist. Language of journalism is used in the context of journalism. So, for example, as one of the journalists of ang Dalampasigan in Magnaga National High School, we also have a language registers. So, what we are using is the formal language registers because in journalism, we are not making articles or content as a joke. We are making truth, justice, and equality with no bias and plagiarism. Baby talk. Baby talk is used by adults when speaking with children. So this is a register that we are using when we are talking to babies. Like for example, instead of saying eat na baby, we are saying na baby. So this kind of talk, well, also we can communicate to the babies that we can understand what we are going to say about them or what we are going to communicate about them. So baby talk is being used when we are interacting with a baby or a children. Scientific report register is used in reporting scientific research. So meaning to say, the scientific report register is being used by the scientists who are trying to get some information about the scientific research that they are going to have a report. So that kind of language register also is being used by the scientist. Another one is the cookery register. It is being used when talking or writing about cookery. So it is very understandable that cookery register is being used by the chefs or the future chefs. Register also operate in a continuum rather than a discrete varieties. Each register has its distinctive linguistic characteristic. For example, minor in the ordinary sense means not important when compared with other things of the same type, while in legal register means someone who has not reached the age at which they are legally adult. So, as you observe, it has different meanings, depends on what kind of registers are being used. Table 2.1. The ordinary meanings and specialized meanings in some English registers. So the first word here is the notebook. If we are going to use in everyday situation or in everyday scenario, the notebook is a book for recording notes. So it is used for writing something depending on how we use it in a field. And if we use it in specialized usage, it is a portable computer like netbook. And it is registered in computing. Unlike in everyday scenario, we are writing but in register we are computing. Second word is the shoot. If we are going to use it in everyday scenario, it is to send out from a weapon, or for example, you are using guns or pana. And if we use it in a specialized usage, it is to hit or propel the ball towards the goal. For example, when you are playing a basketball, and this specialized usage is used in sports, so basketball is registered in sports. The third word is the witness. When we are using it in everyday scenarios, it is a person who observed an event. But if we use it in specialized usage, a witness is a person who preaches the word of God. And this specialized usage is registered in religion. So, in specialized usage, it is a person who witness or who preaches the word of God. So, where it is registered, where is it belong? That person is registered, or that kind of act is registered in religion. The fourth word is the freeze. When we used it in everyday scenario, it is when liquid turns to solid, like the ice water or yellow. If we use it in specialized usage, it is to legally stop the supply of money to somebody, or it is an act of holding assets or monies, and it is registered in banking. So it is very understandable. The fifth word is share. If we use it in everyday scenario, it is a part of the total number of something. For example, dividing the pizza for each of the member of a family. But if we used it in specialized usage, it is one of the equal parts of a company that you can buy, or you are the one of the shareholders of the company, and it is registered in stock exchange, which you also allows to buy your shares. Last word is bill. If we use it in everyday scenario, it is the amount you owe. Like for example, of how much you are paying for your groceries. But if we used it in specialized usage, it is a proposal for law, or you are trying to make a bill that is registered to legal, because if the bill is being approved, it can be law and legalized one. So that ends my discussion about registers. So any clarifications, questions, or furthermore explanations about my topic? Anyone from the class? Just raise your hands. Okay, nothing. So that will end my discussion. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much.